What's up guys, this is ScherBR talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be talking about the second school banner. We got information about the romancing festival Selma that brings Selma, Will and Genie. Well, we are back to hints for a tree post on Reddit, thank you once again, and we have the information about what they changed it for Will. Well, they increased Will STR because it was pretty bad, intelligence as well. That is more for those that want to inherit skills to Will. And his Will is now on the same values as Endurance. But nothing here stands out. You can see that he's a well-balanced character with nothing that is really good. It's also kind of bad that we have seen characters with 4 status on high values and Will just is not that. Well, in the end of a turn he gets a 25% chance to recover HP of everyone, and that also cleans. Not reliable, made for emergency situations. Then the second one, blunt attack damage increases by extreme effect. This is something important, guys. We need to discuss this because it was only 10% because it was medium. This extreme effect is pretty recent on JP. And they did this because they know this banner is not that good. They want to increase 30% for all allies that do blunt damage. And also in the end of a turn he gets 1 BP. So it's a very nice passive that will probably appear more often, just like what happened with Action Switch. We got it before it was time. It was just kind of released way before JP. And it just started dropping in many characters. So I believe it will start appearing in many characters as well. And the third one is the most important one. Scrum Guard. That's right. Minus 20% damage to everyone in the party. And now, the good thing about this is that, well, Scrum Guard is always good. You can just use it in serious challenges. But I don't think this Will is good enough to say that you will use it on normal content, hard challenges in the future. He is kind of locked for remembrance and that's it. Still something good if you're having difficulty with remembrance. Now moving on, skill number 1 is Cure Fire. This is a spell. And, well, just like we see that with Bertrand, it's a very cheap attack that heals a lot. He's gonna heal for around 1000. Skill number 2 is a C-power attack that is AoE and blunt. That became fast and global, that's nice because it's an attack that buffs STR. So buffing before every one attack is much better than later. So it will buff 25% on max level. So you can do something with Will instead of just standing there. And the third skill, it's a spell as well. And this time it's fast. And it gives a HP recover by the end of turn. And this is a spell that they released something close to it a lot of time ago in a Eleanor style, and I don't think people use it. The difference is that this time it also gives attack boost, so 10% damage increase. Not that this is gonna matter, lasts for 10 turns as well, and he can only use this once. So it's something to use on remembrance as well. As you can see, he would just be there, self-healing if needed, and buffing STR while reducing damage taken. The bad thing is that he's one of those Scrum Guard users that don't have any other reduction besides the Scrum Guard, so he may take some good damage. I don't know. But besides, just a very standard character, useful for remembrance. Now the next character is Genie, and they buffed her endurance by 10%. She now has 80%, and Will is now 100%. Her STR is not that high, and the other status are just average. Her intelligence is not that good, and she will have difficulty inflicting ailments by inheritances. Her charisma is a little higher than love. She can self-heal, so that's a good status. But her endurance could have been better because she is actually a physical tank that can counter. Moving on for first passive. On the turn begins, she enters a taunt stance with medium effect, lasts for 4 turns, and that will stack every turn. She will also recover own HP by around 220, and if she receives a direct attack, she will reduce damage taken by 25% and will always counter with Healing Beat. This is an E-power attack that heals very small, that will be around 220. Then she has 25% chance to trigger another damage reduction that decreases damage taken by 25% and counters with Blast Heal Plus. That is a C-power attack that will heal for around 1,200. So the counter skill that is guaranteed, it's really weak, and this very small healing is not really good. We have Bertrand that got released recently, and he can't counter much better, even human male. So I don't know why they decided to keep this mechanic, because it would be much better to always counter with blast heal, because that would just allow her to survive better and justify her presence in the party. Then the second passive is called Intrinsic Club 4, decreases damage taken if you resist by 40%, and has 37% chance to evade alongside 20% damage increase. High Protect Tension gives another 20% damage increase and minus 30% damage taken. So we have at least High Protect Tension working at all times, and then if you are resisting, you get minus 40% chance to evade, and she has 40% damage increase at all times. So even though her endurance is not that great, she will reduce damage a lot, at least if it's a direct attack and she is resisting. As far as skills, the first one is a C power recovery skill. That means that it actually heals a lot, and it scales super well with the power of your weapon and revives if you need from 0 to max. It will also grant an HP recover by the end of turn for 3 turns, that's regen, much like Chef Polka recover. But Chef Polka is a spell that uses LP. In the case of Genie, it does not use LP. It can only be used 5 times per battle. But if you do not have any reviver for remembrance like Minstrel, she is a very good addition. Skill number 2 is a 6 BP AoE attack that grants herself taunt with small effect that lasts for 4 turns. It has big power, so it's not bad when you look on the damage. It's just that the character itself does not have higher status for reaching good damage. But I don't think this is that good, guys. We already have taunt with medium effect that will trigger 4 times. Why would you want even another one that is small effect? Well, I believe you could use this on turn 1 only, and then after that you can use some other inheritance or even her skill number 3. That is a 9 BP triple S power attack that deals roll damage and has a chance to charm the target. So that's why she has higher charisma. That means that she can be used for remembrance as well, against Wuhan if you haven't yet, another character that works in this situation. So in the end, she was made for remembrance, with a clear design to just be there as a healer and to help tanking. But in real challenges, she offers very little. We just got Yuma Male, that is a very good tank. Even his Platinum style still is a good tank. And we got So-cho, that is also a taunt character that has other effect, giving BP to the party. So you have additional value on the character. If you just want to tank, you need something else. In the case of Polka right now, we have Rag Robin style that taunts and do damage while also healing the party, although he's not so good defensively as Genie, and Chef Polka that counters as well and can heal more often. So in real challenges, you won't use Genie. She was just made for remembrance. The last character is Selma, and they buffed her endurance because it was terrible. Now it's 93% for both endurance and will. She has 107% agility and 117% dexterity. If you compare to the other 2 characters, she has the highest offensive status and even status distribution in my opinion. She was also designed for remembrance, so there's that. The first passive, pierce damage for all allies, increases by 30%, and on the end of a turn, she gets 1 BP. Again, this is the same thing as they did with Will. This comes from the future. It's a passive that got released like 3 months ago. That's at least 7 months away from global when we compare the timelines. So they made this change because they knew people needed better reasons to pull for these characters. 30% at all times, just like with Will's case, is actually very good. Even if you're not using for remembrance, you can place them on the back row of your final island runs and it will just increase damage, right? Okay. The second one, when weak attack lands, she'll grant herself heat up, that increases her damage potential by 10%. If she receives a resist attack, that would be easier to do on remembrance. She would trigger defense up, that would decrease damage taken by 10% for the whole fight and can stack 5 times per battle. Okay, very similar to the latest Alosis, but well, it takes time to build, but for long fights it's okay. Then the third one, when she is attacked, she will reduce damage taken by 25% at all times. That's good because she has something already on turn 1. And on the start of turn, she grants herself heat up, increasing damage potential by 10%, and it triggers 5 times per battle. Again, need for remembrance for long fights. She can reach as much as 100% from heat ups and 30% from that passive that gives pierce damage. That's actually pretty good for remembrance. 130%, she's gonna be a good damage dealer there. But it's not enough to bring her for other content, unless we're talking about serious challenges. Much like Will, you can find reasons to use them there, but not as your main squad. And 25% damage reduction alongside the 5 defense ups that you may get will allow her to survive well. Skill number 1 is a free AoE pierce attack that is very weak, but it's free. The second one is a single target attack with 6 BP, and it's pierce and slash with S power. Well, we are getting double S power attacks with 6 BP now, but this one recovers HP by around 1.2 thousand. It's actually very nice if she needs. She does not rely on someone healing her, and it has additional slash damage. That's good enough. Then the third skill is a triple S attack with 9 BP cost that will recover 1 BP to all surviving allies, including herself, and recover the HP of all surviving allies by around 220. Well, here we need to discuss the viability for remembrance, because she's actually pretty defensive once she gets all of her defense ups. You will be using this skill every 2 turns. Remember that she gets actually 4 BP per turn, and when she uses this skill she gets 1 as well. She will be just using this to give BP to the party and recovering a little of HP. She's not a BP battery, because 1 BP every 2 turns is not game changing. She's not a real healer because this healing effect every 2 turns is not that big. But, well, you can still get some value if you pair her up with someone like Diana that's already healing very small as well. Diana buffs. Diana is a little better in my opinion because she's a full support, but in the end, Selma is a damage dealer that occasionally heals a little, it gives BP. So if you're having difficulty with remembrance and you want someone to increase your damage potential to kill the enemies, Selma is gonna help. But as you can see, all these units were designed for remembrance. Will having Scrum Guard may be good for those that don't have Scrum Guard and can use it in some very specific challenges, and he's going to make more difference than any of the other characters. For challenges like the Global X Creator Fight, where you need to bring dedicated characters for series. Selma also works, but I don't think that she's gonna be game-changing or anything. So, I don't think this is a very good banner. Even with Scrum Guard, I will be giving this a Bronze Plus award because these characters work for remembrance in weapons that need them most of the time. Well, if they were designed for Sword, then we have lots of options. Well, this will be worse. But since they work for weapon types that need help, this banner can work for some people that want extra help there. But it's just that we will have so many good banners in the future that I don't recommend you pulling here. At least till you wait for the next banner announcement. And I do believe that So-cho banner is much better overall when thinking about the future. But none of these characters receive a triple S grade. We will receive an SS plus grade, and I think Genie an SS standard grade, with Selma receiving an SS plus grade. Well, I will be skipping this banner easily. I can wait for better characters, even though I could take some help for club damage. I already cleared all the remembrance fights for now. But for new players, they could get help, but I just think that you deserve better. But that's my opinion. What is yours? Please say here on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be making the full review tomorrow. Before reset time, we'll see So-cho full review that I do believe it's a better banner than this one. But what do you think about this all? I want to hear it. I hope to see you soon in the next video or live stream. Bye.